Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Jay from Yankee and the Brick coming to you with MMA Underground, worldwide, electrified. We are going to hit 3 betting lines that I think you can make some money on UFC 261. And UFC 261 is so exciting because Dana White hooked us up again. This card is stacked. We're just short time away from fans being back in the UFC, which will make it way more exciting. Let's take the Sean O'Malley fight, for example. The crowd would have fucking erupted. We're missing that excitement. I'm excited to get fans back. Everybody stay safe while you're out there. But let's start with the Smith-Crute fight for UFC 261. And the reason I picked this fight as one of the 3 you can make money on, and I know you guys might be going, wait, what, this fight? Yeah, this one, because I think Smith has a good chance of getting the upset. And if you look right here, you got to bet 100 to win 155 with Smith. He's 155. But Crute's, you have to bet 200 to win 100 because he's minus 200. Now, I think Smith can win. I think he is a tough guy, 50 career fights. He's 36-14. Over half his fights come by finish either way, him or him finishing somebody else. He snapped his losing streak, and if you remember back, this guy was fighting John Jones, took an illegal knee, could have been champion, could have been the light heavyweight champion if he'd have just said he couldn't continue, but because he's a warrior and he fights with pride, he finished the fight. He ended up losing to John Jones, but this dude can fight, and I think he's on his way back up to title contention, and I think he's going to steal this fight. So therefore, that's why I want to put my 100 on Smith to win the 155. But don't get me wrong, Crute is an amazing fighter. This kid came up through the Contender Series. He earned his contract. He's 12-1. The dude can fight. And I think it's just going to be an exciting fight. But for me, I think Smith is back on the way up. I think he's going to win this fight. I think he's going to prove why he was a contender. And I'll put my money on him, $100 to win 155. All right, guys. Now with the second fight, it's Zont and Thug Rose Namajunas. Now, this fight has Zont, the champion, and it should be at a minus 195, which means, again, you got to bet 195 to win 100. Where Thug Rose is plus 155, which means you got to bet 100 to win 155, kind of like Smith in the last fight. Now, to be completely honest, I might be a little homer on this fight. Rose is from my home state. I'm a big fan. I love Thug Rose. I actually had this tear when she fought Jędrzejczyk because Joanna Jędrzejczyk is one of my favorite fighters too. So it was 2 of my favorite fighters against each other. But I'm always going to roll with my home state girl and Thug Rose. And I really, truly believe Thug Rose, when her head is right, there is not a better fighter in that division. I think Thug Rose comes out, flips the script, changed the narrative, back on track, back as the world champion. I got Thug Rose winning. That's why I'm putting my 100 on Thug Rose to win 155. Now, don't get me wrong. Zon's on a 21-fight winning streak. This girl's a monster. The only fight she lost was her first one. So if you're going that way, you might be right, and I might be being a complete fucking idiot. But I'm going with my girl Thug Rose. Thug Rose Namajunas to win the 155 for me by betting 100. But again, Zon's a warrior. Would not be surprised if she came out and took this fight. So if that's who you're going with, cool. I just think no matter which way you think this fight goes, it's a good place to put your money because the odds kind of say what we all think coming in. But like I said, where I think Rose is going to flip the script is when Rose is right in the head. I don't think there's anybody better than her in that division. All right, guys. Now we got to finish this off with the main event. Usman, Masvidal. Right here are the betting lines. Usman, minus 400, which means you got to bet 400 to win 100. Masvidal, plus 300, which means you got to bet 100 to win 300. So, if you think Masvidal is going to win, then that's your bet. That's a huge come up from you bet 100, you win 300. So if you think Jorge is the guy and he is going to beat Usman, then you take that, ride with it, cash it in as fast as you can. But for me, I don't think Masvidal stands a fucking chance. And don't get me wrong, I never like to shit on fighters. They're tough as hell, and it's something I do not do. So I don't get into a cage. I don't fight. I don't want to shit on anybody. But I do think that Masvidal is more show. He's going to bring in fans. He's exciting to watch. He says crazy shit. He had that lucky knee against Ben Askren. And I'm not saying he couldn't have won the fight, but he caught him with a flying knee to start the fight. So it was lucky. Maybe he still would have beat the hell out of Ben Askren. We don't know. But all I'm saying is he's famous off a flying knee and from backyard street fights and then the Diaz fight. So I don't think Masvidal's as good as people think, and not to take away from him, he's just not as good as Usman. Usman is one of the best fighters in UFC history. People do not give this man the credit he deserves. He has murked everybody that stepped in his way. This dude is a straight fucking monster. He hasn't lost in a ton of years. I don't want to give you the wrong one because I didn't write it down in my notes, but I think it's something like 9 years. Usman is a fucking machine. Masvidal is not going to be able to stop his takedowns. Usman is going to destroy Masvidal, and he's angry because Masvidal made excuses for the last fight. So for me, I know it's putting up a lot to win a little, but that's how the gambling world works sometimes. So my betting line is betting 400 on Usman to win 100, because I believe if you bet the 100 on Masvidal, even though you can win 3, you're out $100. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you make some money. Let me know in the comments if you follow any of the bets and you win some money, lose some money. Tell me I'm a fucking idiot. It's cool. And if you're watching and you enjoy, please check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all podcasting platforms. That's the Yankee and the Brit. And this is the Yankee and the Brit presents MMA Underground. All right, guys. Thanks for checking me out. I can't wait for this weekend. I'm so excited. One world, one love. Deuces.